Repetitious, but I love that gif. I love that gif because, well, it's true. It's funny because it's true. What's true, you might say? Well, it's true that it's January 28th, 2020. Good morning. Are you well? BBG here, not the BBC. The nonsense of the newspaper review here on YouTube. And it's very wintry in Salford this morning. It's miserable. It's horrible. That's and cogs. Cats and dogs. It's raining and it's the most par for the course. I'm in good form myself, having a young pup in the house. I'm reliably informed, because I wouldn't know. It's like having a young baby. Well, one part of that is true. You do have to get up a couple of times during the night to allow the little bollocks to go outside and have a wee. And I'm the one doing that. I'm happy to do it as well. I don't sleep much anyway. So, so it's all good. The newspapers today feature Prince Andrew, the grand old Duke of York, features in many of the newspapers today, and he's being discussed on the morning news programmes as we speak. We'll talk about it in a second briefly, because one of the prosecutors, or I should say not one of the prosecutors, one of the lawyers representing some of Jeffrey Epstein's victims has gone public and condemned Andrew for not giving them a jot of consideration since he did the infamous Newsnight interview. He's not given any cooperation. He's not made himself available. And that's basically the crux or the gist of the story. We'll come on to it, I suppose, in a minute or two. I'm sure we will, because as I said, it's in the paper. So let's go straight to the front pages of the papers then. You are. You can chat there on the live chat, and I appreciate you doing that. It's good. Nice to know you're there, and that this isn't a complete waste of time. It's a waste of time, this, but not a complete waste of time. There are degrees of time wasting. Andrew snubs FBI over Epstein sex quiz. It's the headline in the Daily Mirror today. There he is. Prince stonewalls interview requests despite TV pledge to help probe. Because he did, didn't he? Didn't he? In response to a question by Newsnight's Emily Maitlis. He did say, in a roundabout way, after taking legal advice, he said, that, he would be happy to cooperate. Although he'd be acting on legal advice. Maybe his legal advice was, don't say another word, Andrew. Ever again, son. It's not helping, kid. Maybe. The Metro. Auschwitz Memorial there. Kate pays tribute on 75th anniversary. Zero help from Duke. Metro, same thing. And I'm sure it's on the front page of the Daily Mail. Why won't Andrew speak to us? Says FBI. 'Cause he's not fucking stupid. Is the obvious answer. 'Cause he has a lot to hide, maybe. Excuse me, he's got a lot to hide, maybe. FBI Andrew? Nah, not today. iPaper. FBI, Prince Andrew is ignoring us. Good. The Sun? Not good that he's ignoring us, just good we can move on quickly. FBI zero help from Andrew on Epstein. The Sun has doctored up a nice document there. Missing person. Andrew's on the missing persons list. Oh, there are many people missing that have crossed the royal family over the years. Many people that turned up dead, and many people who didn't turn up dead who crossed the royal family. I don't imagine Andrew is going to meet an untimely end. Although, what do I know? They wouldn't risk it, would they? Andrew to die in a helicopter crash, which is all the rage these days, or to, I don't know, to die in an abseiling accident, or fall off his horse and break his neck. Who knows? But I wouldn't imagine we're going to see anything like that. The Telegraph. Duke of York has failed to cooperate, claims FBI. And there's a picture of a gentleman there attending the memorial at Auschwitz yesterday in Poland. The great and the good well, not the great and the good, the evil and the even more evil attended that memorial. Farcical nonsense in Poland yesterday. I explained why I think it's farcical last night. The main reason I found it to be farcical is that many of those pledging, not just the Israeli delegation, but many others there pledging never again genocide. Fucking genocide going on now! In Yemen, in Gaza. You know, that's why it's farcical. We should never forget. Let's forget about the Holocaust for a minute. Even though if you switch on Netflix today, there's about 56 films on there about it. There's films in a cinema right now about it. You can't get away from it. Let's park it to one side. Let's talk about modern day genocide and mass murder committed by our countries. Let's talk about that. I also found it a little bit, I won't say unsettling because that would be untrue. Very little unsettles me these days. But some of these survivors, who you have to empathise with people. No, you couldn't imagine the fear and the terror of being dragged out of your home, stuck onto a lorry, bundled into a train, and then be sent off to a camp. You know, I don't mess with that. You know, this is serious shit. But what the fuck were they wearing the uniforms for? What the fuck, like? Has your whole life been defined by that? Did you never get over it? Was there no psychotherapy? I mean, that's sick, that, isn't it? Wearing the uniform that the dirty Nazis would have given them and told them to wear. I just find it sick. It's fucking sick. I don't have the vocabulary of my learned friends. The oft-mentioned learned friends on the show, my journalist pals. I wish I had the vocabulary to describe what it makes me feel. It's spooky, isn't it? Take that stupid fucking uniform off, man. It was 75 years ago. Thank God you survived it. But fuck off, you know. It's crazy stuff, right? Yeah. The striped uniform, the striped pyjamas. The Guardian, Prince Andrew accused of zero cooperation in Epstein, blah, blah, blah. Lineker, make BBC licence fee voluntary. This is old jug ears himself, Gary Lineker, BBC sports presenter, former Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur forward who scored a lot of goals in his career, it must be said. Bit of a pain in the arse, very woke, Lineker. And uses his Twitter page to be very woke in his proclamations. Much to the annoyance of other BBC personalities, who seem to be bound by BBC impartiality rules. But Jug Ears Lineker is allowed to say whatever he wants. First of all, I believe that everybody should be allowed to say whatever they want. But there's one rule for Lineker and one rule for everybody else at the Beeb. But today, we can agree with Lineker. The BBC should make the licence fee voluntary, says Lineker. Yes, should be fucking scrapped. Nobody should pay it. Of course. That's old jug ears there. Right. You're very past remarkable, Richie, about people's physical attributes. I am, but look at the fucking state of me. It's irony, right? People who live in glass houses, don't throw any fucking stones. I am the BBG. Women are not queuing up outside my fucking front door. They're not. I wish they were. Oh, I'd be having sex around the fucking clock. There wouldn't be any need for Pam and her 5 sisters. Let's move on. That was The Guardian. The Times. EU demands its judges keep control after Brexit. Yeah. What does that mean exactly? Well, the European Union wants its own court to decide, to mediate on any disputes between the left, the gone, the departed United Kingdom and the European Union. So if the UK departs, which it never will really, and it has some dispute over anything at all, trade, whatever, with the European Union, the EU wants its own judges, as I said, to mediate and to come to a decision. Right, it's in all the papers today. Again, here's the Times story. EU demands its judges keep control after Brexit. And there's a Boris Johnson there, who's a lifelong Europhile, by the way. Lifelong committed supporter of the European Union, Boris Johnson. Nobody wants to believe that. But Jesus, be Jesus, be Jesus. You've only got to use a search engine. This guy is European Union to the bone, as was his predecessor. All right, career move to back Brexit, but he doesn't believe in it. Oh, you better believe it. Right, where were we? Anything in the Financial Times, the markets and all of that? UK and EU face post-Brexit clash over fish and financial services. I fucking told you. You can have a trade deal, no problem, says Ursula von der Leyen and Verhofstadt and all the other arseholes. You can have a zero tariff trade deal. Of course you can. But we'll keep the fishing arrangements the way they have been for the last 40 years. Yeah. And listen, you've got to accept that people coming into your country from the European Union, that's got to continue. For your financial services industry, but also for your other industries. Just keep those two things. And what will the UK do? It will go, oh, okay. That's the way it's going to go. But I have been known to be wrong in the past, you know. The Express. Boris, I won't give up fishing rights. We'll see. We'll see about that, god damn it. Hey? Front page of the Star is about the workplace and things you shouldn't talk about at the workplace lest they marginalise women. Football. Don't talk about your tackle at work. Cheeky little headline there on the Star. Don't talk about your tackle. Your tackle doesn't mean your genitalia. Lovely picture there of Vinnie Jones grabbing Paul Gascoigne by the balls. That's when footballers were men. Vinnie Jones is a fucking thug. Although I wouldn't say it to his face. Actually, I met Vinnie Jones in Manchester many years ago. He was promoting a film and he was at the Corner House. And I was asked to go around the corner and interview him for a channel I did not work for. But I was an available handyman to do it. And I went to meet Vinnie Jones at the Corner House. And I sat with him for 10 minutes interview and then spent an hour in his company having a drink because his train was like 90 minutes away. And he asked me to keep him company. And we had a good chat about football and life. And I found him very nice, actually. I found him a nice guy and very easy to talk to. And Vinnie played for Wimbledon Football Club years ago when basically rape, mass murder, grievous bodily harm was acceptable on a soccer pitch. God be with the days. 2-footed tackles, fucking chest high. And guys would just get up and get on with it. Gaza got his testicles squeezed, his testicle almost fucking squeezed into nothing. And he just got on with the game. Vinny followed him around the field, calling him fat boy, calling him names, kicking him. Gaza just got on with it. Proper men. Proper men! Gary Cooper, John Wayne. Not these fucking men today. These woke men. Men calling themselves feminists. Nicky Campbell on Radio 5 Live. I'm a feminist. Just give me 30 seconds. Fucking. You could rape a guy on a football pitch years ago and you just get a yellow card for it. You wouldn't even get a yellow card. The referee would say, look, enough of that now. I'm watching you now. Proper man. Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones told me a story when I met him. That he on a frozen cold pitch in the mid-80s, Plough Lane in London, they were playing Manchester United. And Vinny was told that Brian Robson, one of the greatest players that ever lived, Brian Robson, my childhood hero, my adulthood hero, a man among men, England captain, Man United captain. Vinny was told Brian Robson is the man. Everything goes through him. I don't know if Dave Bassett or Bobby Gould told Vinny this. I can't remember. But Vinny was told kick him. Get him out of the game early on. 5 minutes in, Vinny went over the ball, freezing cold, 2 feet studs right into Robson's knee, and Robson did a flip. somersaulted, came down on the back of his head. And I'm sitting there, mouth on the floor, and I'm like, what happened next? Robson got up and he walked over to Jones and he said, good tackle, son. And apparently Jones spent the rest of the game running away from Brian Robson. Proper man. Anyway, a business boss has said that talking about football at work is a no-no. I couldn't find the story inside the Star. But it's in the Times, right? Isn't it? Balls, I can't find it now. This is annoying me now. No? No, I can't find it. No, I can't show you the story. The story is fairly basic anyway. Female business boss, executive, has said that football chat should be off limits in the workplace because it's sexist. It's isolating women. You can't actually imagine a more sexist statement in and of itself, right? I mean, if you go to football matches these days, and I do, rugby league matches, and I do, plenty of women there, enjoying the game, getting involved with their kids, brilliant. And I'm not virtue signalling, brilliant. It's taken a long time to arrive in the UK, but in America, since forever, families go to games. Love that about America. The mum, the dad, the kids, they go to the games together. And there's no segregation like that, you know. It's taken a while to arrive on these shores. But that's a sexist thing to say. Don't talk about football because it's isolating women. And fair play, a lot of women have come out in opposition to it. So there you are. I don't know what I did with that story. I had it there because there was a few interesting quotes in it. But anyway, it's the BB not the BBC. It's shit. You know it. I know it. Let's not pretend that it isn't. What else have we got for you? That was the Star then. Have I got it? Have I got it? No. Alright. Okay. Thanks for your comments, by the way. And there are plenty of them. Hi to Alex Jackson, who says, does that make Mumsnet sexist? And the like? Maybe. A lot of your comments are being hidden. I'm not hiding them. Obviously, I'm not that good unless I'm doing it with my mind. You've got to stop using bad language. It's not good. It's not good, bad language. Mark Best says that Manchester Council football chat was the only productive activity our office engaged in. Thank you, Mark. Hi to Charlie, who says you can get kicked off Twitter for expressing any opinion that's not PC. This is Charlie Girl. I left Twitter recently as it was too nasty and depressing. Just frustrating, as I like to comment on the Richie Allen radio show, says Charlie Girl. Yeah. Increasingly, you will find more and more of your comments will not make it onto Twitter. Like you'll press send and they won't show up. Or you'll be asked by Twitter, do you really want to say that? This is the new thing, you know? Do you really want to say that? Hi to Tanya in Australia. How you doing, Tanya? I'm unhiding a lot of comments here. Lovely. Hi to Mary Neven in Laois. How you doing, Mary, in County Laois? Jean Ann is on there. John Waters was on the programme last night. Somebody Jean Ann had recommended me to interview for quite a while. I very, very much enjoyed listening to John Waters last night, I have to say. And I look forward to getting him on again in the future. Jacqueline Woolley, how you doing, Jacqueline? Right, lots of comments there. Good to know you're on. Really appreciate it. It's lovely to see them. This is going out, of course, later on. It'll be podcasted and people listening to the audio, they won't know anything about the chat. So we'll just quickly move on. Just to say very briefly, Hayden Hewitt and Graham Booth have managed to raise about 20% of their target on GoFundMe. They're looking for £4,000. They probably need more than that, but they're going to be clever. They're looking for £4,000 and they're going to do a bit of budget shopping to get the television cameras they need to restart the trigger warning project. And thus far, they've achieved around £800, which is 20% of 4,000, even for a baldy gammon like me. I can do the mathematics. 5/8 is 40. A fifth, 20%. Yeah, I can do it. Wasn't very good at mathematics in school. So, good luck to them. GoFundMe, trigger warning. Go to triggerwarning.tv if you want to help that. I've endorsed it. The only thing I've ever endorsed. And probably ever will when it comes to money. I have never, ever recommended to you that you spend your money anywhere. Never. And I never will. But these guys are as honest as the day is long. And I know the people who run the building where Trigger Warning is based, they're completely and utterly above board and legitimate. It's a real thing. And help them out, right? And I've put my money where my mouth is. I've sent them some money. Okay? So I know many of you don't have any money. If you don't worry about it. But there you are. So continued good fortune to the lads as they try to hit their target. Even if they can get to 2/3 of it or 3/4 of it, it'll go a long way to helping them out, I think. So give them a couple of pounds if you can. I would imagine that the people responsible for the climate change hoax. Now, the climate change hoax, I see it almost like a very big building, like on Fleet Street in London, with lots of different departments. Because it's a massive operation and it's a massive industry, this climate change nonsense. Telling people that anthropogenic climate change will kill us all and make life unlivable on planet Earth in the coming years. It's a massive operation and it's never ending. When I say it's never ending, what it does is it puts out press release after press release after press release, story after story after story, which is swallowed by and regurgitated by our mainstream media on a daily basis. It's relentless. Every single day, another story about the effects of climate change. And I imagine that amongst the crew of people responsible for generating new stories, there is probably some sort of healthy competition. I bet they giggle their motherfucking asses off in their offices. Look what we can get these fucking idiots to believe now about climate change. And The Guardian, this is the blue ribbon for the week anyway. This is the bollocks this for the week. Eh? Global heating may lead to wine shortage. What demographic do you think they're going after there? Eh? The middle class pissheads. The functioning alcoholics of the middle classes who can't survive any fucking evening without drinking a bottle of red wine from Waitrose or from M&S. I mean, this is just preposterous bullshit, you know? Preposterous. Why? Well, because the warmer things are, the better it is for grapes. I mean, Jesus, there was a time when they grew grapes in Leeds. There was, thanks to advances in geological research. We know this. It was that warm in the UK, unbearably warm in the north of the country, that grapes were grown outside of greenhouses. This is just horseshit, isn't it? They sit around laughing. Let's come up with something even more outrageous. Yeah. That's The Guardian today. Horseshit. Don't worry about that. Keep them coming. Keep those stories coming every day. I'm getting a right giggle out of the Huawei. We'll come back to Huawei. That's Chinese as well. I'm getting a lot of laughs out of the coronavirus because a couple of stories have made me laugh today. Oh, Jesus. Sam Fan, surname spelled Phan. I'm going to assume Sam is Chinese because I'm a racist, ignorant, big baldy bollocks of a gammon. I've not checked it out because I'm too fucking lazy this morning. But Sam is writing in The Guardian about one of the offshoots of the coronavirus. You'll never guess. One of the side effects of the coronavirus is not lethargy, is not coughing fits, is not sleeplessness, is not incontinence. No, one of the side effects of the coronavirus, well, fucking racism. I love this. The coronavirus panic is turning the UK into a hostile environment for East Asians, says Sam Fan, who's a second cousin of Shu Shane. There's racism for you now. Shall we read a bit of this, shall we? Shu Shane, the big boss. The big boss, Bruce Lee. The big boss. My obscure references, my general references are not funny because I'm not funny. But my obscure references certainly aren't fucking funny. Here's Sam Fan. Oh, Sam the Man Fan. Sam Fan. The way things are going in Ireland in a few years. If you mention Sam Fan, somebody will imagine that he's playing right corner back for Cork. I know. This is brilliant. This is world class bullshit, this in The Guardian. The atmosphere on my morning commute is tense. As panic over the coronavirus deepens and dominates the headlines, as an East Asian, I can't help but feel more and more uncomfortable. On the bus to work last week, as I sat down, the man next to me immediately scrambled to gather his stuff, and he stood up to avoid sitting next to me. Racist! On the train over the weekend, a group opposite me, chattering about their weekend plans. One of them seriously advised the rest, I wouldn't go to Chinatown if I were you. They have that disease. I said the same fucking thing on the Richie Allen radio show the other day on Sunday View. Don't go down to Chinatown. I will take you down, man. Take you down to Chinatown. Don't go to Chinatown. And I said the reason you shouldn't go to Chinatown is because the MSG will fucking kill you. Not the fucking coronavirus. Monosodium glutamate. The Chinese fucking love that. They don't give it to themselves, though. They don't give it to themselves. The slanty-eyed bastards. Did you really say that, did you? I fucking did. I'm channeling my inner Father Ted. My inner Dermot. The legend. The legend. This is crazy shit, isn't it? He means this, Sam Fan. Guy sat down next to me and then got up when he realised it was from Asia. A group said don't go to Chinatown. What else is in this? This is good. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Gets even better. Can that get me kicked off YouTube? You slanty-eyed bastards. As I made my way towards Chinatown in London, an elderly woman and her friend on the escalators, there's some wonderful detail in this story, at Leicester Square Underground Station, were casually talking about how dangerous the area now was. And she complained that she was obliged to go there for a meeting. At least I'm old, and I've got nothing left to lose, she laughed. In another loud conversation, I overheard a woman talking about how terrified she was that her friend, who had been working with Chinese students, might have infected her with the virus. Yeah, I've got a friend, and she works with the Chinese, and I'm worried that she gave me the virus. Jesus Christ. Perhaps it didn't occur to some of these people, so happy to talk loudly in front of me, that I was also concerned about the virus, or that I, as a British citizen, was no more likely to be carrying the virus than them. What the fuck? How's The Guardian giving time to this? Sam Fan. Fucking Sam Fan. Bastard. And it gets worse, because the Mail ran a similar story this morning. British Boarding Schools Association warns Chinese students could face xenophobic abuse because of the killer coronavirus infection. We're creating weird and wonderful. Somebody bearing a strong resemblance to myself has been saying for a long time that the race to create new and more exotic vulnerable groups that need to be protected from something as benign as a bit of rib tickling is going to become the fucking norm. If I worked in an office block, I'm 45 years of age, and if I worked with Sam Fan, and if I knew him and we worked together for years, I might gently rib Sam about the coronavirus. You're not bringing that fucking coronavirus in here, are you, Sam? Is that fucking racism? Is that marginalising Sam and objectifying him as a fucking Chinese person who might just have... I mean, come on, you know? What happened to a fucking sense of humour, you know? The things that have been said to me over the years because of my outrageous fucking accent, because of my baldy dome, and because of my stick thin 6'6" tall frame. And I just laughed because it couldn't fucking hurt me. New identity, new vulnerable groups. Wow. These are great times to be alive. The papers are brilliant today. Just when you think things couldn't get any worse for the Queen. She might have a new grandson. Fucking hell. And to make matters worse, he fucking supports Portsmouth. If anything is going to finish off the Queen, that'll be it, you know. That'll be the end of it. He fucking what? He supports Portsmouth! Off with his fucking head. This is a guy who... An Australian tradie? Tradie? Does that mean he's a tradesman? Or does he trade on the stock markets? He looks nothing fucking like Charles or Camilla, it must be said, right? Then again, I won't get into that now. He's an engineer, and he claims he's the love child of Prince Charles and Camilla because he was told so. He was repeatedly told by a woman who knew his mother because his mother worked at the palace. Here you are. Fuck's sake. There they are, his parents, if you believe him. He's 53 and he's filed papers with the High Court claiming his story is the most explosive thing to happen to the Queen or to the palace. Not really, but yeah. Yeah. The British national said that Queensland court staff laughed at him when he initially filed the papers. Yeah, well, who knows? You never know. Stranger things and all of that. What else have we got? There's that fucking Time story about not talking about sports at work, by the way. I finally found it. If you want to see a bit of it there, it's in the Times. Some of you are saying the Queen, Charles's love child looks like me. He fucking does not. I'm absolutely beautiful to look at. What are you talking about? Jesus wept. He does like hoodies. We have that much in common anyway. But Portsmouth, give me a break. What else have we got? A lot of people complained when the BBC, which produces Doctor Who... I never watched Doctor Who. The Daleks scared me when I was a kid. Genuinely. I was very scared of the Daleks, so I didn't watch it. And I never took to it as a science fiction program. But a lot of my friends, and a particularly good friend of mine in Fallowfield, Michael, comic book Michael, I call Michael, because I know two Michaels. So I have Socialist Michael and Comic Book Michael, two great friends of mine. Comic Book Michael is a big Doctor Who fan. And he said to me, when people kicked off about the Doctor becoming a woman, he said they were missing the point. The Time Lord himself, or itself, can inhabit any body. So why not inhabit a woman's body for a change? He made a good point. But I think the decision to choose... What's the woman's name? Is it Jodie Whittaker or something like that? Is that her name? The actress who plays Doctor Who these days. Well, the Doctor changes every few years or every few seasons. So the BBC are upping the ante. Going to be a black lady next time. There she is. Her name is Jo Martin. And she'll be the first black Time Lord in the show's 57-year history. I'm sure there will be much made of that today by those who comment on such matters about wokeness and woke culture at the BBC. I don't know. We'll know there's something going on if the next Doctor is, I don't know, some other minority down the line. I don't know. We'll see. Same-sex relationship Doctor or something. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Greta has a rival in India. There she is. Little bastard. She's 8 years old apparently. And her name is Lissy Priya Kangujam. Kangujam, actually. Lissy Priya Kangujam. Hope I pronounced that right. Where's my friend Himanshi when I need her? And Dipanshu, her brother. Where are they? Where are you, Himanshi? Lissy Priya Kangujam, I think. And she's properly pissed off, this little diva, at being compared to Greta. I'm doing it younger than Greta. I started earlier than Greta, says the little diva, who's the latest child to be rolled out to warn us that we're all going to die real soon if we don't do what they tell us to do. There you are. We have a common goal, me and Greta, but I have my own identity. But you fucking don't have your own identity, you little bollocks. All you're doing is parroting and repeating somebody else's fucking narrative. You fucking muppet. You know nothing about it. Fuck off. I'm sick of it now, to be honest. What else have we got? Me. What else have we got? Not much, to be honest. Not much. Just more on the coronavirus. Mentioned this last night on the radio show. Matt Hancock, the health secretary, said if you are returning from the area, self-isolate. Don't go out. Don't come into contact with people. Stay indoors over the coronavirus. Which is crazy. No corona, no such thing. What are you going to do in 4 weeks' time when it's not in the news anymore? Nobody cares about it. And when nobody in the UK has died. They'll do nothing. Do you know why? Because as John Waters and, or I should say John Rappaport, discussed with me last night, there isn't any follow-up. The media deliberately has divested itself of its responsibility to follow up on stuff. You know? And that's how the media works. When you throw propaganda at people constantly, you can't follow up. You can't say in 5 weeks' time, if you're Kay Burley, for example, whatever happened to the coronavirus? You'll be fucking fired. Goodbye. You're off air. Don't fucking bring that up again. You know? We were told that lots of people were going to die. That it was a pandemic. That it would sweep the nation. That the army might be needed to deal with civil unrest. Where the fuck is it? You won't be allowed. You won't hear another word about it in a few weeks. Like all the other pandemics, brilliantly broken down last night by John Rappaport on the Richie Allen radio show. Yeah. What else is there? Trans women filmed beating up disrespectful men who quizzed them about genitals. Get in there. Good for the trans women. People have the right to be left alone, to be whoever they want to be without being fucking harassed. So if you walk up to a trans woman in a cafe and you start asking her about her genitals and you get smacked around the fucking mouth, you kind of had it coming, is what I say. Nothing more fucking hilarious than that, to be honest. Annoying people out minding their own business, having a bite to eat, you get a bit of a hiding. You haven't lived if you haven't had a hiding from a tranny in a cafe in Mexico. Tranny is a derogative term as well. I shouldn't say tranny, but then again, I shouldn't have said fucking slanty-eyed either. What happened? What happened to me today? We're nearly there, I think. Not a lot else really to talk about. Thanks for your comments today. I really appreciate them. Thank you. Teresa reckons that she's already had the coronavirus last month. I almost died, it was that bad. Yeah. John Roarty, how you doing, John? Listener and supporter of the Richie Allen radio show. How you doing, John? In New York, NYC, East Coast. Would be refreshing to see a kid on the opposite side speaking out about global cooling, says John. Wayne Davis says a black, lesbian, trans woman in a wheelchair should be the next Doctor Who. You've been listening to me, Wayne. Thank you. Yes. Why not? And how could I forget that the brilliant Jean Ann Crowley, I've even mentioned this a few times, of course, was in a very famous double episode of Doctor Who back in the 80s. I think that would have been Jean Ann. Jean Ann was she played Princess Vina, a time traveller for some planet, which whose name she's forgotten now. That's right. Jean Ann was in Doctor Who, one of her many excellent credits. That's right, Doctor Who. Yeah, lovely photograph. Hang on, Jean Ann, hang on. Let's do it properly here. Let's do it properly. I'll do some vocal exercises while we're chatting. Oh, there you are. We have a picture of Jean Ann. It's a nice picture, but it's small. In Doctor Who, playing Princess Vina. Here she is. I've got to try and make it bigger so you can see Jean Ann in all her glory there. Here she is. Get in there, my son. There's our kid in Doctor Who, playing a princess from a distant planet. Absolutely gorgeous. I'd say you spent about 17 and a half hours in hair and makeup though, Jean Ann. The hair is absolutely wonderful. Very 80s hair there. Very big hair. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Best looking women in the world, Irish women. I know I'm biased, and I don't think the future Mrs. Allen is within earshot. Hopefully. Right. That's it for this crap today. Don't be triggered. The slanty-eyed thing was a joke. I was being ironic earlier on. But you can't joke these days. Yeah, there you are. There's that's a proper hairstyle, that, isn't it? Doctor Who. Music is brilliant. The theme tune is absolutely brilliant on Doctor Who. I was going to play you a clip, Andrew. I don't have time, do I? Tucker Carlson? No?
Prince Andrew, a long-standing member of the disintegrating royal family across the Atlantic, stepped back from his family over the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Now, though, he's refusing to help prosecutors untangle that case. For details tonight, we turn to Chief Breaking News correspondent Trace Gallagher. Hey, Trace.
Hey, Tucker, it looks bad because it directly contradicts what Prince Andrew said publicly. Back in November, after he was accused of being part of Jeffrey Epstein's underage sex trafficking ring and having sex with then 15-year-old Virginia Giuffre, the prince issued this statement that reads in part, quote, "I am willing to help any appropriate law enforcement agency with their investigations if required." Well, U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman says the prince's help is required, but it has not materialized.
That's all I wanted to play you. The key is he did say, or he did intimate, that he might cooperate with the US authorities. But today, representatives of Epstein's victims are claiming that they've been stonewalled entirely by Andrew. Right. I've got to go and do a pre-record for today's radio show. Fascinating show today at 5 o'clock. Join me on the usual channels. the usual channels. Now you can listen on my website if you've got the TuneIn app on your smartphone or smart fucking tablet or whatever. Most people do have the TuneIn app. I'm on there, amazingly. Thousands of followers on there, which is an amazing thing, really, over the years. There's some lovely news about that. The live show gets about 80 to 85,000 live listeners a day, which is phenomenal. But the downloads far exceed that. On iTunes, on Spotify, and on Podomatic, it's getting nearly 750,000 downloads a month. It's amazing, really. The reach is phenomenal. I don't say that to brag. I am a big loud-mouthed fucking gammon at the best of times. I'm well aware of it. But I don't have any ideas about myself, and I'm not precious. I say that because I hope you're proud of it. I hope you're proud of it. And it doesn't matter what Google does. Deleting the old channel, which had 100,000 subscribers, doesn't fucking matter. It can't be stopped because people can tune in live and hear it at 5 o'clock or grab it from Podomatic or from Spotify. And it's wonderful. And I say that it's got that massive listenership because it does. Listen to our guests, Jordan and other guests, great men like that. They come on and they say, Jesus Christ, Richie, whenever I come on your show, I'm inundated with correspondence afterwards. You've done that because you've supported it. Not donated. Fuck the word donate. Nobody donates anything. I work like a bastard. 75, 80 hours a week. You support the radio show. And I'm telling you that the listenership is huge. Not to brag, but because that's what you deserve to hear. It's fucking huge. And they can't stop it. They'll never stop it. We'll keep coming on the air at 5 o'clock every day with people like John Rappaport and John Waters and Alana Freeland and all these people. John Kitson, we'll keep putting them on the air when they've got something to say. And you've achieved that. Simple as that. If you hadn't, I'd be working in the private sector now doing something that I fucking hate doing. So thanks for supporting it. You have no idea how much it means to me. Go and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk again, you and me, at 5 o'clock, usual channels. Great photograph, that Doctor Who. See you later. Bye for now.